Hey dude, how's it going? How's it going, dude? Hello. How the cookie taste? The cookie tasted very good. How about yes? The cookie tasted very good, Chad. Very good. Chad, I don't know if you've seen this, but this is one of the oldest stories on YouTube. Ted, the Caver. This is one of the oldest creepypastas around, Chad. Oh, nice. Hope Warthog's going good. I just saw Rendagoon play this and Brazil left exactly right now. Thank you, Brazil, for leaving right now. Thank you. Chat, please let me know if I'm about to die, okay, chat? Please let me know if I'm about to okay, I'm joking, okay. Anyway, chat, this is a story called Ted the Caver. Has anyone heard of the story before, chat? Do you hear the volume? Do you hear the music? Do you hear everything? Being I'm about to die? Hey, what still breaks the deep? What is still breaks the deep? Still breaks the deep. You know what I'm doing tomorrow, chat? Tomorrow I am actually going to be running around in a pro agent. Oh, that looks like a scary game. Very cool horror game. Oh, I might try that game. How jump scare heavy is it? Chat. Anyway, chat, this is a story time about a man called Hey Flint Cat, people tried to kill Mango Jr. What should I do? Let them. Mango Jr. is invincible. Yes. Okay, it's very jump scare heavy. Got it. Anyway, chat, this is a cool website. It's called chat. So basically, the context, chat. The guy who made this chat pretended to go on a caveman expedition, put up this website, and then vanished. Flint Cat, oh, you have ads? Wait, let's wait for Flint Cat, chat. Let's wait for Flint Cat, yes. Audio and video okay, wait, they're desynced. Let me try, wait. It's still desynced. Okay, but let me try delete this. Wait. Let me try switch cameras. One moment, chat. Okay, chat. How about now, chat? How about now? How's this work, chat? How's this? This should work now. This should work. Okay. How is this better, chat? All right, explore internet pages. Yes. This is internet time. Let me know. It's okay. You're done. Yes, chat. Let's get started with the scary story time. Okay, so welcome to the page of Ted. Updated 5/19/2001. This is chat. We're going way back, chat. Before everyone already left. God damn it. People are very. You are very impatient. Okay. Anyway, chat. Okay, wait. Let me go like this. Okay. There we go. Due to the overwhelming number of requests I have received to tell about my discoveries and bizarre experiences in a cave not far from my home, I have created this webpage. I will outline the events that happened to me during the past few months. Chat, how is the audio volume good? Is it too loud? Do I need to adjust? Do I need to like make myself louder? Do I need to make the music louder? Because I am currently playing chat, and I'm properly playing called Exploring the Ruins. That's this OST called. It's called Exploring the Ruins. Volume's fine. Okay. I will outline the events that happened to me during the past few months, beginning with my journey into a familiar cave in December 2000 and ending. Well, it actually hasn't ended yet. I will use my caving journal as a text to tell about my recent experience. I will give them to you as I experience them in chronological order. I have included photographs that were taken during my many trips into the cave. I have also created a few illustrations to help the reader get a better idea of what things look like down in the cave. All the photos are taken by me, or one of the few people I went into the cave with. Alright, chat. I want to point out a few things before I tell the events. 1. Most of the pictures were taken with a Kodak disposable type camera. Oh man, we're going way back, chat. We're going way back. I don't know why it goes haywire, Flint Cat. I took a better camera into the cave on 1 or 2 of the trips. Pictures on the site are all original photos and have not been messed with or enhanced, other than where noted. As a rule. Oh, is this an ARG? This is, oh, Chip, this is one of the first ARGs, like, ever. As a rule, I get my pictures put onto a disc at the time of developing, so I don't have to scan them later. This ensures the best digital quality. 2. I will not reveal the names of the other people involved in this experience. 3. I will not reveal the location of the cave to anyone for any reason, so please don't ask. I refuse to be held accountable for anyone's life but my own. I will refer to the cave as Mystery Cave. That is not its real name. If you think these events are far-fetched, I agree. I would come to the same conclusion had I not experienced them myself. Hey, what? You open a door to find another door labeled A0000S. It's fine, Vetch. It's fine. It's probably, I'm probably gonna be like streaming for like another like hour 15 minutes. This should be like an hour 15-minute read. I would try to finish the site as soon as possible. Check the date on the main page to see when I've made updates. To protect myself from people who might try to copy this, I include the following. All text on this and following pages are my own words and copyright 2001. Ted. Alright, chat. That's the background. The discovery. Oh, we got Angel Fire ads? Okay. I will divide the text into 2 colors for sake of clarity. Gray text is taken from my caving journal. The italicized blue text is my comment as I reflect on the experience. I will do my best to convey the thoughts and feelings I had. Okay, let's get started, chat. Let's get started. Okay, wait. Caving journal, December 30th, 2000. This is one of the original ARGs ever, chat. B and I decided to get in one more caving trip before the new year. So we set our sights on Mystery Cave. Not a spectacular cave, but since wait, actually chat. Okay, that was actually gonna make me a little bit afraid. Just okay. Yes, but the background is black. Yes, exactly. Not a spectacular cave. But since neither of us had been caving in a while, it would be a nice to go to any cave. There was a bit of excitement. Oh man, this is loud. Hey, that's better. There was a bit of excitement for this trip. There was a small passage in the lower portion of the cave that I wanted to check out to see if it was possible to get past. It had a small opening, but lots of air blowing out of it. Even though it is way too small to climb through, I had never even checked to see what was inside the passage. We got our gear loaded up and hit the road by 3 p.m. We got to the cave in great time since B likes to drive fast. We anchored from the usual tree and began to rappel into the cave. I went down first and got my gear together while B came down. Can't even think but the music. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Destructive property? Megan, do you watch us when we talk after stream? No, I don't. I do not know. I know a good OST background sound. Wait. I don't want to be that scary. I will refer to B many times. We have been caving together for many months now. He was injured in a caving accident a few years ago and was told he would never walk again. Through hard work and perseverance, he not only walks, but can get around very well in caves. The trickier parts of a cave might slow him down a bit, but he can make it. He patiently works through an obstacle until he gets past it. As for the reference to the small opening in the cave, there is a saying among cavers: if it blows, it goes. Much like the saying, and he holds the goal. Meaning, if a passage has a good flow of air, it's probably worth investigating. After we explore all the usual passages, we climb down to check out the hole. The hole is located deep in the cave, near the lowest part of the cave. It is on the side of the cave wall, about 3 feet from the floor. To look inside the hole, I had to kneel down to duck under an overhang of rock. Look to see a photo of the opening. Oh, okay. Okay. So, that's how small the hole is. Okay. Good to know. I used my backup mini mag light and held it inside the hole to see what I could see. I was excited by what I saw. The wall around the hole was about 3 to 5 inches thick. It led into a tight passage. The passage opened up a bit just inside the hole. It continued back about 10 to 12 feet in a small crawl space. After that, it seemed to really open up, although how much we couldn't tell. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, did my chat die? This could be a virgin passage. Ayo, I don't think. Hello, the Republic. How's it going? This could be a virgin passage. Obviously, no one had passed through this route, but there could be a way into the passage from the other side. I died and I'm undead. Now it's called Dying Campfire by Nolan. If you ever watch a horror movie, watch The Catacombs. Okay. Wait, what is that? Wait, what is that? Wait. Dying Campfire? Okay, mole. Oh, that's gonna get me. I have everything that's gonna get me struck. Okay. Once it to even get to the crawl space, we would have to enlarge the opening. Currently, it is about the size of my fist. I just saw the photo. Once we get past the opening, we would have a tight crawl back to where it opened up. It would take some work, but we thought we could do it. We sat down for a few minutes to rest and contemplate our plan of attack. While we sat there in the darkness, we could hear the wind howling from the other side of the garage, of the passage. By the way, chat, they're trying to get into this hole, chat. This is how big the hole was. They want to go inside of that. Just for context, chat. While we sat in the darkness, we could hear the wind howling from the other side of the passage. It was a slow, eerie noise. We could also hear a low rumble from time to time. No big deal. I'm doing good for a Proton. Very good. No, they're coming inside for the vine. Yes, for the vine. While we sat there in the darkness, we could hear the. So check. Here's what happened. They went into a cave. They see that, and they're like, "We should go inside of that." We sat there in the darkness. We could hear the wind howling from the other side of the passage. It was a low, eerie noise. We could also hear a low rumble from time to time. No big deal though. The cave is in the vicinity of a highway that has heavy trucks drive on it. We figured the rumble was the effect of the trucks resonating through the rocks. We determined that our best plan would be to haul a cordless drill into the cave to drill into the rock. Then we could take the bullpen and a small sledgehammer and break up the rock. It seemed pretty straightforward. We would widen the hole big enough to squeeze in and see what was on the other side. The efforts to haul all the equipment down to the hole would be a pain, but we hoped it would be worth it. I named the passage Floyd's Tomb. Oh, that's not good, chat. Oh, that's not. I named the passage Floyd's Tomb. I don't watch a Flint Cat afterward, no. That's not good, chat. Yeah, he named that passage Floyd's Tomb. Yep. Good vibes. Good omen vibes from that. Good. Yep. Great. We deter out of Floyd Collins. It seemed to look like the tight spot where Floyd spent his last miserable days on Earth. Rest in peace, Floyd. Yes. Click to see a drawing of how the passage originally looked. So, chat. So here's the thing. This is them in the cave, right? This is the hole. They squeeze past that. So chat, they somehow squeeze. So this is the original entrance. If they break through that, this is they squeeze past this, and then this is the unknown. Oh, they want to crawl into that. Chat. They want. Thank you for a progen. Chat. They want to crawl through here. If something bad happens, they gotta crawl out of that. That's not good. Floyd Collins was a caver back in the early 1900s. He got stuck in a tight crawl space and was unable to free himself. It is an amazing story that is detailed in a book called Trapped, the story of Floyd Collins. I think that was the title. I don't recall the author. Calling our passage Floyd's Tom was not only a tribute to Floyd, but a commentary of the size of the passage. In retrospect, though, it is funny how simple I thought it was going to be. I figured a few hours work and we would be inside that little hole. Had I known how long it was going to take, I doubt I would have ever begun the project. Had I known what I was going to experience in the cave, I never would have returned. Wait, what's chat art? What's chat art? This reminds you of that one cave incident where a guy fell down a tight race and died upside down? Yeah, I would never go into a cave. You will never see me climb into a cave. I'm not doing that. We gathered up our gear and headed for the surface. Normally, I couldn't care less if I ever came back into this cave. There's nothing special about it. But now I was psyched up about getting back and getting through. We hadn't even left the cave and we were planning our return trip. The rest of the journal entry talked about the climb out of the cave, our dinner, and our trip back home. The next section chat is called The Work Begins. Age of Fire ads, okay. Okay. So, the work begins January 27th to 28th, 2001. People, B and I were both excited to go back into the cave and get to work. I figured with about 4 hours of work, we could be in and see what was on the other side. I do not read your message after stream. We had arranged to borrow a DeWalt cordless drill to bring with us. We also had masonry bits to drill with, sledgehammers, 2 of them, to break up the rock, ball pins to insert into the drill holes, and a few other tools that we ended up not using. Getting the tools down to the work site proved to be a challenge. One of us would climb down the rope and stop at a ledge or a good resting place. Then the other person would lower the tools. Wait, let me try to change the title chat because I think people don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay. Very scary story. Okay. Update that. There we go. Let's just change that so that they know it's a scary story. Okay. Getting the tools down to the work site proved to be a challenge because remember, chat, these guys are bringing tools into a cave. They gotta climb to the cave, get to the site, and then start using it. Getting the tools down to the work site proved to be a challenge. One of us would climb down the rope and stop at a ledge or a good resting place. The other person would lower the tools. We kept repeating this routine until we got to the bottom of the cave. Then we had to drag the tools to the hole. It took us about hour to finally get to work. Yup, chat, these guys climbing through a cave for an hour with heavy tools, chat. Then we gotta spend you in holy jail, just never let me see ads again. Aw, I'm so sorry, Zetra. Aw. Fuck, for Blake, which is stop it, Zetra. B took the first turn at the hole. After an hour of exhausting work, we could tell that we were not going to get through in one session. We kept trading off after we worked ourselves into a sweat. One would take a break and get some food and water, while the other one went back to work trying to widen that hole. The routine went like this. To begin work, we had to get down on our knees and do our best to avoid smacking our heads on the ceiling. Oh! That means, chat, that they're in a cave, they're stooped over with a drill trying to chat, imagine, so chat, look, you're in a cave, right? You're in a cave. You're in a cave, right, chat? And you have to work with a heavy drill, and you have to be because the ceiling's like this, chat, and you have to be just trying to you're basically bent over in a small little cave trying to work on a hole, and if you want to get out, you gotta go an hour back. That is horrifying. That is horrifying. To begin work, we had to... Hello, Neko, how's it going? Get down on his knees. Oh, what? Of course you said that like that. Bend over? Oh, what? We had to get down on our knees to do our best to avoid smacking our heads on the ceiling. Working in this awkward position, we would drill into the wall around the hole. That was difficult work. We really had to push on the drill, and it was still slow progress. Then we inserted the bullpen into the hole and hammered on it until the rock broke up. Then we would repeat the process. To give you an idea of how slow it went, the typical sized rock that would break off was about a fingernail size. If you broke off a large piece about a third the size of my palm, it was cause for celebration. Holy heck, chat. Chat! Remember the hole was about this big, right? This was how big the hole was. They said a fingernail, chat, would break off at a time. A fingernail would break off and the hole is this big, chat. From time to time, for variety, we would just rail on a cold chisel with a 5-pound sledge. It was slow progress. The problem with the sledge was that we couldn't take a good swing because of the tight quarters. Yeah, they can't really swing too well with a hammer. Even though we spent many hours and several trips working on the hole, we never did find a better technique for widening the hole. The drill, bullpen, hammer got the best results for our efforts. We came up with some crazy ideas for breaking up the rock. Everything from TNT, never seriously considered that, to having a generator to the mouth of the cave and running an extension cord down to a jackhammer. We even thought about using liquid nitrogen to freeze the rock and make it more brittle. That is insane if you actually want to do that. Get wildcraft now. Wait, what? After a couple of hours of hard work, we realized what our limiting factor was going to be. It was about then that our first battery met an abrupt death. We had a second battery, so we swapped them out. The second battery lasted a little longer because we hammered and chiseled a little more often and a little longer each time. Finally, after about 3 more hours of drudgery, the second battery died and we called it a night. Phew, we could tell that we had done some work in the cave, but it was not much. For the first time since we got to the cave, we sat back, both of us, and took a break. It was nice to check out the results of our hard work. Then, we noticed the howling again. It seemed to be a little louder. It seemed to be a little louder than the last time we were there. We just figured the wind was blowing a little stronger outside. What we could not figure out was the rumbling. It too seemed to be louder and more frequent. This time we could not attribute the noise to trucks. The road that the trucks drove on was not very busy to begin with. At that time of night, it should be dead silent. Yet, the rumbling continued. It seemed to be coming from deep within the passage. B said he would ask some veteran cavers what could be causing this noise. Hello? Yes. Oh god, chat. We didn't spend a long time admiring our work. We still had to haul the gear up and out of the cave. Actually, we left some of it in the cave. It was still difficult work. What made it worse was that we were both exhausted. Our original plan was to be done with this cave and hit a couple of other caves in the area the next day. Instead, we decided to crash at a nearby motel, charge up our drill batteries, and go back to the mystery cave. The opening at the first trip. Chat. Dealt with rude teachers. The nights I was restocking did not help with. I'm so sorry, Zetro. I'm so sorry. Chat. You see that, right? They're trying to widen this hole up, chat. Chat. This is also a good idea, chat. They're asking for trouble. My journal goes on at length about the night we left the cave. We got a room, dinner was excellent, I didn't sleep good despite the fact I was exhausted, etc. We both slept in, so we got a late start back into the cave. The second day working on the cave went about the same as the first. We worked until both batteries were dead again. We were still not even close to getting through. The howling and rumbling continued as the day before. Oh, people are... Oh my god, chat! Where's everyone going? Oh my... Oh, okay, I get it. People don't want a scary story. Damn it, okay. Ha! Because this gets good. It's fine, Adam Boston, it's fine. I didn't think it's like I tried to do something interesting and the only thing we want to do is just... I don't know. Okay, Eddie. Look, this is a good story and they'll miss out. It just feels weird. Because I didn't want to do pumpkin carving because that's what Purple was doing tonight. Anyway, let's see, chat. On caving. Oh, this is a big one. Before I continue, my day was good. How about yours? How was your day? On caving. Before I continue with the next journal entry, I thought it might be helpful to the reader to explain a little bit about caving and about the atmosphere. And pumpkin carving is kind of boring to me. I prefer it. Yes, thank you so much. I thought it might be helpful to the reader to explain a little bit about caving and about the atmosphere in the cave. As I reread and think about my description of the cave, I noticed that much of the language I use in the cave journal and the descriptions or lack thereof assume that the reader has knowledge of caving and what it's like inside a cave. In other words, I write my journals for me. I will take this time to give a more detailed description of the cave. I will tell about what it was like while we worked on the cave, and I will summarize my feelings up to this point. The cave was discovered several decades ago when construction in the area unearthed its entrance. From that time to the present, it has been visited by mostly locals in the area and avid cavers in the region. Beer cans can be found intermittently in the cave, mostly in the upper half. When the cave was first entered, it was probably beautiful. Dust, graffiti, vandals, pigeons, and regular use have diminished its appeal. There are still places in the cave where small formations remain undisturbed as a reminder of what the rest of the cave used to look like. Thank you for saying that, dude. My day was good, I guess, Mango. I'm so sorry you're stressed. To enter the cave, one must have a good length of rope in order to rappel into the rock. Hello, Tots. How's it going? To enter the cave, one must have a good length of rope in order to rappel down into the rock. As a nearby tree serves as a good anchor point. Once the rope is tied to the tree about 20 feet away from a small cliff, it can be tossed over the edge of the cliff to a small ledge 15 feet below. Cavers can descend the short distance to the cave. Once inside the cave, artificial light must be used. My light source of choice is a battery-operated helmet-mounted light, known as a tag light. Safe caving calls for at least 2 sources of backup lighting. For my backup lighting, I have a mini mag light mounted to my helmet, and another helmet mounted light in my pack, which I always carry with me. I also have glow sticks that I carry with me. These are not considered good sources of backup light by some, but they are good to use for taking lunch breaks, and they could be used to get out of the cave if other sources fail. Okay, see you, Zetro. After a short climb over the large rocks, the caver comes to a large pit. So they're describing what the cave is like, chat. The same rope is used to reach the bottom of the pit. The drop is only about 50 feet or so, but it is not free hanging. In other words, you can't slide straight down the rope, which is preferable. You have to snake your way around the sharp rocks as you descend. Ugh! So you have to be like, you gotta like slowly like, you know, wiggle your way down the rocks and everything, which is, the ascent is made more difficult for the same reason. So if you're climbing back up, chat, you also gotta like wind your way up the rocks and everything. You can't just like do this. You gotta like, oh, that's not gonna come in. That's not gonna be a problem later. Surely not. That's not gonna be a problem. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Blinkcat. The pit varies in diameter, from about 10 feet to 3 or 4 in a few places. The walls are lined with a sharp white rock called popcorn. A sharp white rock called popcorn. Let me correct that. It used to be white, but is now covered with dust and dirt that was kicked down from above by years of caving. The popcorn makes it painful to brush against the side of the pit. My choice of clothing is levies, t-shirt, gloves, and knee pads. Caving is a tricky process. Have you ever gone caving before? I usually leave the cave with a few scraps, but at least I am comfortable while I climb around inside. The temperature is stable year-round. It feels cool in the summer and warm in the winter. We have gone in on freezing days, and 10 feet into the cave, it is warm enough that coats are not needed. It is a good temperature to work in, as we learned. You know what, fine, I'm gonna go back to the creepy music, chat. I'm going back to the creepy music, okay, fine. Exploring the ruins. Okay, exploring the ruins, okay, there we go. For this size drop, I usually use a figure 8 descending device. For the climb up, I attach myself to the rope using a Petzl ascender. I did it wrong? Oh, welcome back, welcome back. But I climb up on my own without using the device. Is there merely as a safety attachment in case I slip. Other cavers have their own methods of going up and down. At the bottom of the drop, the caver gets to do some crawling for a while. There's a small room about 6 times 6 feet at the bottom that gives the caver a spot to leave his harness and ascending gear. Since there is no more steep drops, the harness is not needed and will only get in the way. Once the caver gets down to the 6 times 6 room, he can take a break under a ledge while the rest of the party comes down. Then he must drop to his knees to negotiate a 10-foot long passage that is only a few feet high. Oh! Chat! So you drop down, you wiggle your way down, chat, right? And then some of it's like nearer, other parts are a little bit wider. But then when you get to the bottom, You gotta get like, you basically gotta get like on your hands and knees, chat, and you gotta be like crawling like this for about 10. No, no. This is about chat. By the way, can I just say this is chat. This is just to get to the hole. You gotta do all this, chat, to get to the hole. It's not inside the hole, chat. It's just getting to the hole. Then, so once the cable gets down to the 6x6 foot room, you can take a break under a ledge while the rest of the party comes down. Then, he must drop to his knees to negotiate a 10 foot long passage that is only a few feet high. This is where the knee pads come in handy. The floor is covered with soft dirt, intermingled with bits of broken rock from above. The thin layer of dirt does nothing to soften the blow to the hands and knees as the caver works down the crawl space. As a reward, at the end of the crawl, he gets to drop to his... Oh! As a reward, at the end of the crawl space, he gets to drop to his belly and scoot under a tight squeeze. You go for me and... Wait, what is it? Like, what is... Like, chat. So, basically, you know that little tight squeeze, chat? You remember, chat, you are under the earth, chat. You are in a cave. That was horrifying. He gets to drop to his belly and go under a tight squeeze. Not really tight, just something low enough to make the caver scoot along in the dirt. Be right back. Oh wait. Once the caver gets on the other side of the squeeze, there are a few feet of crawl space. Then the cave opens up enough to stand. At least one of the reasons, anyways. Yes. For most of the rest of the caver can stand up or at least stoop. The cave splits off into several passages at this point. Two routes wind around rocks and crevices and come up to abrupt dead ends. The other two lead to small pools of water. No. Oh. No. Why do people cave chat? Why do people cave chat? Why? Look, you go to the wrong way, chat. Remember, you're way underneath the ground. You just crawl through, and then you see like the other two of them lead to dead ends. The other two lead to two pools of water. Each route is fun to explore. They all lead on for 100 feet or so in a gradual downward slope. Most of the time, the caver can walk upright in the passage. Other times, he would have to climb over large boulders or occasionally crawl on hands and knees. Water is a common occurrence in caves. I have been told that one of the local residents was one of the first people in the cave, and that his cousin dove into the pools using scuba gear. He said the cave continued downward for a couple hundred feet underwater. What they were hoping for, and what happens frequently, is that the passage comes up somewhere else, with the virgin cave. No! Chat. So there's like pools of water, chat, basically, right? And and you go like in a cave. Wait, so chat, imagine like you're in a cave, right? And there's a pool of water. What they're saying is, while they're crawling through, people are really impatient. Okay, chat. I'm creating the server rooms. I'm using the backup power considering we are in lockdown, you guys. Should I add this to my fan game lore? Like chat, imagine like, wait. Pools of water. Horror. Like, why is there so much AI art? No. I'm trying to find what I'm trying to talk about, chat. Okay. So imagine, chat, imagine. Like, you're caving, right? You see that. And what you do is, you go into the hole and hope you find an exit. No, just don't like, imagine, chat. That you dive into that. Wait, this is AI? Is this a yes, this is the entire horror story. It's about caving as a horror concept, chat. Okay. Each route is fun to explore. So that his cousin drove into the pools using scuba gear. He said the cave continued downward for a couple hundred feet underwater. What they were hoping for and what happens frequently. Hello, Zolair. How's it going? We're reading our scariest horror story. Yes, we're talking about the Rendigosi? Yes, exactly. Yes. I have been told that, wait, what they were hoping for and what usually happens frequently is that the passage comes up somewhere else with virgin cave passages to explore. Unfortunately, I don't possess the knowledge to give more detail about the types of rocks in the cave. When we were drilling, we would have some parts that were easier to drill than others. And there were different colors in the rock. Refer to the photos taken in the cave. Oh. Oh, well, okay. But that is the best I can do to describe the makeup of the cave. At the point that the cave splits into 4 routes, the 2 passages that dead end are to the immediate left of the cave. So to the left, chat, it goes to right dead ends, chat. Straight ahead and to the right are the passages that lead to the pools of water. The entrance to the passage on the right is the largest of the 4. The arched openings rise nearly 10 feet in the air, ending a mere foot below the cave ceiling. As the cavers enter the passage, the ceiling gradually lowers till it is about 6 feet high. It continues at the same height for the 40 feet that the passage travels in a continuous direction. This section of cave resembles a hard rock mine. Its arc nearly perfect, and the floor flat and easy to walk on. It's easy to picture rusty mine cars on rail lines. Oh, so basically, chat. Okay, so for everyone who doesn't really understand, Minecraft mine shaft. So at this part of the cave, chat, it basically is like it looks a bit like this, right, chat? You know, it's easy to just imagine a mine shaft, okay? So that part of the cave looks like a mine shaft. Wait, where was I? Mine. Yeah, mine. Okay, there we go. Wait. Yeah, mine cars on rail lines. And dust-covered miners with blistered hands gripping dull picks. The pseudo-mine comes to an end, and the caver is once again forced to drop onto hands and knees and get reacquainted with the floor of the cave. This time, the crawl lasts 20 feet. The floor is sloping gently downward for the first half of the crawl. No! Oh no! Have you guys opened up a GC? Okay. So you're crawling downward on your hands and knees down. No. Then it gets very steep and slippery. So it goes from like this to able-bodied cavers can still climb carefully down the slippery slope. When I go with B, I carry the end of the rope that we used to get down at this point. So he needs to like climb carefully down. This is definitely gonna go horribly wrong. Yeah, I feel so too. When I go with B, I carry the end of the rope that we used to get down to this point. I usually need to tie another short length of rope to the first rope to make sure he can use it to reach the bottom. The crawl lasts a few feet beyond the bottom of the slide. Over the next 10 to 12 feet, the caver slowly begins to regain the standing position. After walking a few feet and climbing down a short drop off, the caver arrives at a small level area, which has a passage leading down immediately to the left. The passage ends 75 feet later at one of the small bodies of water. To the right? Yeah. To the right is a rock wall. Straight ahead is an indentation in the wall which goes back about 3 feet. On the wall at the rear of the indent is a small hole about the size of a softball. To get near the hole, the caver ducks under an overhang and kneels upon the rocks that rise above the floor by a few inches. By the time the caver reaches this point, he is either warm or sweating, and the first thing he notices is the cool breeze blowing out of the hole. It was my recognition of this hole as a potential doorway to an unexplored portion of the cave that ultimately led to this telling of my experience. So that's how they got to the hole. Chat! Chat! Chat, oh my god! You see all this we read, chat? Chat, you see all this we read, right? That was called... This was called, chat, everything I just read, right, chat, if you stick around. This was called getting to the hole. Nothing paranormal happened yet. This was them getting to the hole where the story takes place. Nothing... Everything is gonna go just fine. Nothing bad is gonna happen, chat. Nothing bad can happen when everything I just read to you was getting there. All this was just getting there. Oh no. As has been my tradition for all the years I've been caving, the party reaches a point in the cave, usually at the deepest part of the cave, that all lights are extinguished. Complete blackness fills the eyes. For a moment, the individual caver strains the eye muscles, focusing in and out with the expectation of catching a crumb of light somewhere in the false night. After several futile moments, the caver turns his head at a sound, perhaps another caver, only to have other senses return, and then heighten. The sounds, the smells, and feelings that have been overlooked to this point come racing to the caver in perfect detail. The pain of their own behind sitting on the cave floor, the smell of dust, sweat, guano, the sound of modern material shifting on age-old rock as cavers attempt to find comfort on this solid foundation. At the back of every caver's mind at this time is, what if? Oh, chat. You know that eerie feeling that you sit there and you're like, your brain thinks of, what if the worst thing happens? What if a person had to climb out of the cave with no light, would he make it? Would he find all the turns and bends which got him to this place? If not, would a rescue party find him in time? The depth of the darkness at this time is something that is rarely experienced outside a cave. Many first-time cavers earnestly declare that they have to hold the hand to within 2 or 3 inches of their face before they can see it. The truth is, the human eye is incapable of seeing in an absence of light. If they did not hear something coming toward them. Oh! 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 It's getting there, chat! The truth is, the human eye is incapable of seeing in an absence of light. If they did not hear something coming toward them, they would feel it before they saw it. Complete and total dark. This exercise is a great way to remind people to take backup lighting. Oh! Chat, hello Alex, we are reading a scary story. People in chat, you know the horrible part of this chat? We lost 4 people who left as we got to the good part. Alex Draft, yes it is. Chat, so this is Alex Draft. Are you scared of being stuck in a cave? This is one of the legends. Let me just rewind, chat. At this point, here's the recap of the darkness, chat. Alex, let me just. So they're all the way down. What's your favorite food? Fried chicken, fit cat. So Alex Strap, this is for you. They're in the cave. They had to go way down an extremely dark path. They're trying to open a hole, and right now, where the hole is, chat, without light. Here's how they describe the darkness at this part. The depth of the darkness recognized at this time is something that is rarely experienced outside a cave. Many first-time cavers declare that they had to hold their hand to within 2 or 3 inches of their face before they can see it. The truth is, the human eye is incapable of seeing in an absence of light. If they did not hear something coming toward them, they would feel it before they saw it. Complete and total dark. This exercise is a great way to remind people to take backup lighting. And now they go deeper, chat. They go deeper. As we proceed to work to the cave, we developed a system pretty early, and little change in succeeding trips. The first time in the cave, B took first shift at chipping away at the opening. After about a half hour, he needed a break, so I took over. He told me what worked best, and I continued doing the same. We would try new things from time to time to use new muscles, but usually stuck to the same method. We would use the masonry bit and press on the drill as hard as we could and drill out a hole in the rock. Safety glasses and dust masks were worn while working. Then we would insert the bullpen and hammer it into the rock and break out small chunks of the cave. Then we would drill another hole and repeat the process. Occasionally, the drill would hit a soft spot in the rock, and that step would be shortened. We would work until we became too tired to continue. Then B and I would trade. While one of us was working, the other would remain in the darkness and either eat or drink, or just lay down on the cave floor, padded by rope bags. After just a few rotations, we were tired enough to catch a nap while taking our break. The only light we used was the helmet light on the head of the worker. Oh, they are almost completely dark. It's almost complete darkness. Since it was pointing toward the hole, the resting person was left mostly in the dark. This was a welcome benefit, since the resting person was usually, well, resting. The rest break was also a chance to cool down a bit, which didn't take long. Hey Strawberry, how's it going? Fortunately, the temperature of the cave allowed us to work pretty hard and not overheat much. Strawberry, yeah, coming in the middle of a scary story, chap? In the middle of a scary story. Oh my god, hello, welcome. I remember that I freaking looked at the hole in the cave in the complete darkness and thought, hey, it's big enough. I think we can squeeze through. Only to be disappointed in my attempt. However, even after the first attempt and failure, Pumpkin, hello Yoko Foxy, hello, we're telling it's a scary story hour chat. Oh, whoa. It came to be, it would take, wait. I knew that I would keep working on the hole until I got through. Oh, whoa. This despite the fact that I knew it would take many more hours of hard work. It actually became an obsession with me. I tried to get out to the cave and work as often as I could. I hope that the passage led to a large... Hello, low effort. Hello, how's it going? Hello, chat. You came in the middle of a scary story, chat. Nice. Chat, chat. If you have not seen the story, Ted the Caver, this is a treat, chat. We are getting to the spooky part. Per pumpkin, we are here to take this king. But why? No, chat. This is a Halloween scary story hour. Welcome everyone. Hello, generic per person. Have you never read Ted the Caver? It's a scary story. It's one of the classic creepypastas, chat. Oh, I see it, Purple. Have a good one. This is, chat, this is a scary story. Thanks for reading. Yes, bye, Purple. Yes, have a good one. It became an obsession with me. I tried to get to the cave. Okay, I hope that the passage led to a large undiscovered cave that we would be the first ones to enter. I guess the explorer and me want to find a new frontier there in the cave. Since B is such an avid caver, he was motivated by the same desire to find a new unexplored cave. What? Oh, that's ominous, chat. Chat. What we did find. Not at all what I expected. The work continues. Get rid of this ad. Oh, there's a dog. Oh, that's haunting, chat. Where are the Knights of Purple? I don't. Where the Knights go? Chat. The dog in the cave. Scarcely 2 weeks had gone by, and already we were on our way back out to work in the cave. Oh, I see a strawberry. Ah, people don't like scary stories anymore. We admit we had become obsessed with the idea of getting through the passage. We're the Rays of Purple. You cannot stop us. No upper man. No. Then I hope you're ready for a very spooky story, though. We admit we have become obsessed with the idea of getting through the passage. That may be a sign of how exciting our lives really are. F. It's not that we think that there is going to be something great beyond the passage. We just like the idea of being the first humans on the face of the planet to set foot in a virgin part of the cave. Although if we found a hidden treasure, that would be fine with us too. Asuto, I must... Oh, have a good one, Cal. Have a good one. It's 11 o'clock? It's 10 point... Okay. What if someone could stop you? Aw. Hello, Harry Cow. Hello, Furry Progen. How's it going? We got a late start and drove part of the raid in the dark. When I tell people that I go caving at night, they wonder why. They don't stop to think that it is always night once you... They don't stop to think that it is always night once you're inside the cave. All the way out to Mystery Cave, we talked about new ideas to speed up our work. B also told me he talked to some caver friends of his that came up with an explanation about the rumbling noise. They thought it might be the sound of water deep within the cave, possibly a waterfall. They couldn't really explain why the noise seemed to come and go. That's not good, chap. That's not good, chap. So they're working on a little hole, right, chat? They hear a noise, and now they're saying that the noise, chat. They thought it's a water. They thought it was water, but they said on the other side of the wall, chat. They couldn't really explain why the noise seemed to come and go. To me, it's one more reason to get through. No, dude. So we can solve the mystery. Oh, no. This is not going to end well, chat. This is not going to end well. Wait, guys. Wait, G, you're so mean, Matrix. What do you mean boring? You even stopped my awe. This trip we took B's dog, Whip. She's a Jack Russell Terrier. I was not at all concerned about taking the dog into the cave. We have taken her before. She answers the call of nature before we go in, and then waits until we get out again. Also, she is well behaved inside the cave. We simply had to lower her via a custom-made harness until she reaches the bottom of the main drop. Then she negotiated the rest on her own. She loves to explore, but won't go out of our sight. She doesn't have a light attached to her, so she has to wait for us. Another reason I didn't mind bringing Whip along was because we planned on putting her into the... These are psychopaths, chat. Chat. Another reason I didn't mind bringing Whip along was because we planned on putting her into the small hole and see how far into the passage she would go. Not the dog, chat. Not the dog, chat. There were spooky spooks you out. I'm so... Not the dog. That might give us an idea of what is on the other side. No! No! This dog ain't gonna make it. That might give us an idea what is on the other side of the hole in the cave. We knew that if there was a drop off that we could see, the dog would turn around and come right back out. We thought we might have to do some work on the hole before even the dog could get through. And the dog, meanwhile, chat. There's the dog again. The dog in the cave. Damn ads. Oh, my sister gets shivered every time spooky is typed. Nice. I don't think B's long for this world either. Despite working in the dark of the night, we were able to rig up and get down pretty quickly. We didn't take as many tools as last time. Plus, we left some in the hole so we wouldn't have to haul them out and back in again. I did manage to get 2 more batteries for the drill for a total of 4. Also, a few more masonry drill bits. Even with the dog, we made good time getting down. Then something bizarre happened. Oh, here's where it begins. It begins, chat. Even with the dog, we made good time getting back down to the hole in the cave. Then, something bizarre happened that I can't quite explain. Harry Cow 241, thank you for subscribing on Twitch. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. The dog began exploring as soon as we let her off the rope. It begins, chat. Here's where everything goes bad. Here's where everything goes bad. She was in hog heaven, sniffing and darting around our feet. She would run from one person to the other as we made our way back to the work site. At the point, the cave splits into 4 passages. The dog seemed to run out of juice. She just stuck right by Oh, it's not. At the point of the cave where it splits off into 4 passages, 2 dead end and 2 into pools of water. The dog seemed to run out of juice. She just stuck right by either B or me. That seemed kind of odd. Oh, okay. This is where it begins. As we progressed further into the cave, we would only stay by B. She seemed edgy. Like she saw something she didn't like. As we approached the short drop-off before the hole, she stopped and would only come further after we coaxed her. The hair on her back stood on end. Finally, as we got within 20 feet of the hole, she began to whimper and as we got within 20 feet of the hole, she began to whimper and hide behind B. Her tail was between her legs, and she was cowering down on the ground. Strange. I've seen her square off with dogs twice her size, but now she acted as if Satan himself was lurking in the darkness. I figured there must have been animals that used the cave as a home, and Rip smelled their scent. Too bad it upset her, because there was no way she was going into the passage. Ripped. I like how I was like, rip doggo, rip doggo. I'm going to have a good night, Furry Progen. Have a good night. We decided that with this new development, the nervous dog, one of us would work while others stayed with the dog a few feet away from where we normally rested. Oh no, the separation, chat. Oh no, they're splitting up. We decided that with this new development, the nervous dog, one of us would work while the other stayed with the dog a few feet away from where we normally rested. We got right back into our routine of drilling, hammering, etc. With our extra supply of batteries, we were able to really push hard on the drill and not have to worry about using up the batteries. This did not make our work any easier, but it did speed up things a little bit. Progress was still slow. I really didn't mind though. What, put on Holy Grail? Wait, what's Holy Grail? Once 1000 IQ move, yes. My journal goes on for a while about the progress we were making. The entire time we worked, Rip did not. Oh! The entire time we worked, Rip did not move. She just laid there on a rope bag, shivering. She would whimper from time to time. One thing I didn't think about at the time was that she would not take her eyes off the hole. We should have been more observant of this intuitive animal. Oh no, chap! Chap! They were down there for hours, and the whole time, the dog is staring at the hole. She did not take she did not take her eyes off that hole, chat. Okay. It's starting. We should have been more observant of this intuitive animal. We were on our 4th battery when the second bizarre thing happened to us. B was working. He had just finished drilling a hole and was getting ready to hammer the bullpen when he stopped working and looked into the hole. I was kicking back, almost asleep, and hardly paying attention to B. He had a light by his side to illuminate the work area. I could see in the eerie glow a puzzled and intense look on his face. He looked over at me and shook his head. I asked him what was up. Back again? God damn it, yes. Wait, why am I saying it Twitch though? B said that he swore he just heard a strange noise emanating from the hole. He said it sounded like rock sliding on rock. Sort of a grinding sound. I assumed his ears were just ringing from the drill. He didn't wear any earplugs this trip. He assured me he heard what he had heard. I didn't have an explanation, so I went back to dozing. B sat in the quiet of the cave for a long time before he resumed work. Also, he would stop from time to time and just listen. B is very grounded and not want to pursue some imaginary sound. I believe he heard something, but I'm not too concerned about what it was. I assume we will figure it out once we get through the passage. Okay. The final battery lasted another hour or so. We were sitting around talking about our progress when I decided to see if I could get my head through the hole. My head easily fit, but there was no way my shoulders were going in. As I was kneeling there contemplating how close we were, I noticed something B had overlooked. The wind had stopped. In all the times I've been in the cave, I have always felt the wind blowing. The last time we were out working on the cave, the wind was blowing worse than ever. Even earlier, we remember the breeze cooling us off, but now, nothing. B said he did not know when it stopped. The rumbling had ceased too. Bizarre. I got like 10 accounts. Wait, it's not accounts. Wait, guys, please don't do this to chat, please, guys, please. Okay. This plain old cave was becoming mysterious. We talked for a long time in the dark cave. We debated what could possibly be causing these unusual events to occur. I think part of the reason we were sitting in the dark was because we were both too hammered to move. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yep. We could come up with no reasonable explanation for the strange things happening in the cave. After sitting there for at least a half hour, we slowly loaded up our gear and started for the surface. We couldn't have been happier to get out of there. Once again, we left some of the tools in the cave. We just put them in the hole. Not enough people used the cave to worry about. Plus, we were too tired to care. We made a lot of progress this trip. It helps to have the extra batteries. We still have a long way to go, but it sure is nice to see how far we've come. What's the progress of I don't like that. I don't... Chap? I don't like that, chat. I do not like that. That's not good. I don't like that, chat. I do not like that. No. The rest of the journal entry talks about climbing out of the cave, getting a room at a motel, and crashing. We were beat. In retrospect, I can't believe how casual we were about everything that was happening in the cave. At the time, the only thing we could think about was getting into the passage. Everything else was just a minor distraction. I do not recall thinking that it would be nice to get in and see how the mechanics of the cave worked. Now, weeks later, I think my ignorance and naivety and shiver. And the next Mango, is that you? Hello, Dan. Yes, it is me. But I don't know how much of good I would do. This is a creepypasta talk. Chat. The next chapter is called Noises. Oh, chat. I do not think the noise. Well, the next chapter is called Noises. Chat. March 3 to 4, 2001. Oh, this is not gonna be good, chat. This is not gonna be good. It took us 3 weeks before we got back out to Mystery Cave again. Our attitudes have changed a bit since we first started the project. In the beginning, we looked at the whole thing as a fun adventure. Since the last trip out, we found ourselves taking a more serious approach. On the drive out this time, our conversation was a little more subdued than before. We hadn't talked much since the last trip, not for any reason but scheduling conflict. Yes, Fuzzy Wolf, this is a furry horror live stream. Yes, Ted the Caver. Instead of discussing ways of getting through the passage, we found ourselves talking about rational explanations for what had happened. Neither one of us had many ideas that would explain the unusual occurrences we experienced on the last trip. We were amused to find out that neither one of us had talked much about the last trip to other people. That is a complete reversal from the other trips. Now, oh chat, now they're not telling people about this? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. It has been fun to report to friends and family about our progress. It is always fun to tell other people about the tight squeeze we are going to have to go through to get into the passage. Most people have little desire to voluntarily subject themselves to incredibly tight spaces. Actually, neither do I. I will do it in order to get to the other side. Good motivation. It's 11 p.m. Yeah, I'm gonna give the story another hour, then I'm gonna go to bed, Chad. We left town early in the afternoon to beat traffic. I don't really recall what time we finally got to the cave. Like I said, the mood was subdued. We got rigged up and started down. Obviously, B left the dog home this time. Chat! Can we get W chat? The dog made it! Can we get W chat? I use Streamlabs, Cal. Can we get the dog chat? The dog survived! Can we get W chat? The dog lived! The dog lived, chat! Can we get W? Rip, W will rip. The dog lived. Let's go! W doggo, yes. The dog chat. Yes, thank God the dog lived. Zelda's going to say, I'm sorry, Zelda. No. Ah! We took essentially the same gear as the last time. We left some of the tools on the hole to save our backs the agony of hauling the extra weight. Was casual uniform too? Yes. Even with the gear, we got down in good time. We really have a good system for getting up and down. There was only one minor mishap. B scraped his arm on the descent. Not real bad, fortunately. He waited until we got all the way to the hole to patch it up. It was just a superficial cut. While he was getting the wound cleaned up, I started working. We both took note that the breeze was back and the rumbling present. We had 4 fresh batteries and 4 or maybe 3.5 fresh arms. I had high hopes that this would be the day. It started out pretty slow. When we first started working on the hole, the thickness was about 3 inches. As we enlarged the hole, the thickness has increased. As a result, our progress has become slower. Still, we continued with as much energy as we could put into the work. The hole was big enough, at least for me, to put the hammer into the hole for reference. Then put the camera into the hole and take a picture of Floyd's too. Oh, we're seeing what's inside, chat. We need more redeem. I don't know how do we use a redeem and have a good one, low effort man. Have a good one. It is difficult to get the exact feel of the tomb, but the lowest point near the back of the picture is about 7 inches high. The width is about 20 to 24 inches. The hammer is small. Wait. The So chat, you know the hole, right? That they're gonna chat, that's what they want to go into. That's what they want to go into, chat. That is what they call Floyd's tomb. Oh, okay. That is a death wish. Okay, chat. That's what a caver does. Really fast. Oh no. You know, my reaction to that would be like, that's a reaction. Oh no. Oh no. Is that where you go then? No. It's been nice to see the pile of broken rock below the hole get bigger and bigger. We both have realized that we are just going to have to put in a certain amount of work in order to get through. So we just got down to business. We don't usually talk much while we work, since one of us is making a lot of noise with the drill or hammer. Break times are used to chat momentarily about whatever topic pops into mind. I know, Chip. Why not stay home and watch Netflix? I agree. The breaks take place whenever the guy that's working decides to switch roles. We both put in some pretty good work sessions. I have a little more stamina than B, but he gets just as much done in a shorter amount of time, due to his upper body strength. We still celebrate the small victories we encounter along the way. Whenever a section we've been working on crumbles, we cheer. On the rare occasion that a fist-sized rock falls from the entrance, we whoop and holler. That's one small chunk of earth that no longer separates us from whatever lies on the other side. I still harbor the fantasy that there is a hidden entrance on the other side of the passage, and years ago, Spanish explorers hid the treasure in the cave and sealed up the entrance. Wait. That years ago, Spanish explorers hid their treasures in the cave and sealed up the entrance. Sure. We'll go with that. And has remained untouched until we find it. B has a more realistic, although more mundane theory. He figures that there is more cave on the other side. We will see who's right. Going first, what do they do to you? Wait, what? This trip out, I want to see if we could speed up the work by using larger masonry bits. I purchased some good sized ones at the hardware store at a good sized price. One was large in diameter than all the rest. The other was smaller around, but longer. I had pretty much concluded that the big one might be too big, and I was right. We tried to get it to go up into the rock, but progress was very slow. Tried pushing for all we were worth, and all we got was tired. The larger bit was just create too much friction area for our strength. Must have worked with a hammer drill. It might have worked with a hammer drill, but we didn't have one. The longer bit worked fine with our drill. We relied on it for most of the work we did this trip. I thought we were going to be at one bit and a drill in my hand, and the bit broke off toward the end. There goes the drill. Wait, is Mango fluffy? I am fluffy. Mango sad. Mango. Wait, why is that? Why are so many emotes? I was pushing as hard as I could on the drill when the bit a few inches in the wall, when it snapped. I nearly ran the drill through the wall from pushing so hard. We were able to retrieve the bit and keep using it, minus a couple inches. It still worked great. Only once in a great while did we resort to a hammer and chisel. Work was proceeding as normal until about the time we were on our 4th battery. I was kneeling down and working the drill slowly into the wall at the time. I had my earplugs in, my safety glasses on, and was lost in my own thoughts. Suddenly, over the squeal of the drill wearing down, I heard a strange noise. It was loud. I could hear it over the noise of the drill, even though I had the earplugs in. Oh! Oh! Chip, are you teleporting outside now? Chip, are you teleporting outside the cave now? Are you teleporting outside the cave, chat? You hear a loud sound, chat, that you hear over the sound of a drill. And even though you're wearing earplugs. At first, I thought it was just the drill bit doing its job on the cave. It would frequently complain by screeching and whining as we forced it into the wall. But this was different. It took me several full seconds to comprehend that this was coming from inside the hole and not the bit. I stopped drilling and yanked my earplugs out just in time to hear the most terrible scream I have ever heard trail off and echo in the darkness of the cavern. I stared, wide-eyed at the hole. For several moments, I didn't move, nor did I breathe. I turned to look at B. Moments earlier, he had been lying on the rope, catching a snap. Now, he was standing upright, mouth open, the look of concern on his face. So, Chad, this is time when you teleport outside the cave, right? This is when you start teleporting, right? That's when you teleport, right? I turned and looked into the hole, half expecting to see a demon face staring back at me. Nothing was different in Floyd's tomb. Oh! Oh! Chat, you know that feeling where you're like, you turn to the wall and you expect to see something scary, but nothing is there? You know how that's a different type of scary, right, chat? I fixed my gaze on the back of the squeeze, where the limits of my light reached. There was no motion, only darkness beyond the reach of my light. In the complete silence that followed, I could hear my heart pounding in my ears. Not another sound could be heard in the cave. Suddenly, I heard a scraping noise behind me and straightened up. I nearly knocked myself out, hitting my head on the overhang. It was just B moving to turn on his lights, but I was so wired, it nearly sent me to my grave. Wait. B spoke, and again I jumped. He said to get some rocks and put them into the hole. Finally, they're doing something smart, chat. Hello, Fireheart, how's it going? He explained that whatever animal had made that noise might be able to get through the hole. I immediately grabbed a few rocks and hoisted them through the opening, using the handle of the sledgehammer. I slid the rocks as far back into the tunnel as I could reach, creating a wall between us and the other side. Since the squeeze was so small, it didn't take long. By the time I was doing this, however, I was thinking that the noise certainly did not come from an animal. I didn't know if B really thought it was, or if he was trying to convince himself. I didn't say anything to him what I thought. I have a caving story where a guy leaves his bag at a checkpoint and he returns his bag, and then places his camera down, and you can see eyes in the back. Oh no! Scout from tier 2 Halloween. I'm gonna blue team and have. Hey, very nice. That's very nice. That sounds like fun. From time to time, it happened. From the time it happened to the writing of this journal entry, 2 days later, I tried to come up with some possible source for such a noise. To describe it, I would say it sounded like a cross between a man screaming in fear and a cougar screaming in pain. It sounded like it came from the hole and was roughly 100 feet away. That's not that far away, chat. The horrific noise reverberated through the cave and through my ears. B estimated the scream lasted 8 to 10 seconds. My best guess is about 5 seconds. 3 seconds while I was drilling and 1.5 seconds to drop the drill and yank the earplugs, and another half seconds of sheer terror. It's difficult to tell how much time passes when you're listening to a solo from the depths of Hades. 11:30. What do you mean? No. You're not in a cave. You're fine. You're not in a cave though. You're fine. After I filled the back of the passage with rocks, we just sat there listening to the silence. My breathing was a lot more rapid than usual. Neither of us spoke for quite some time. Finally, B suggested we get back to work, but keep an eye out for movement in the hole. We put a light in the passage that shined to the back of Floyd's tomb. It was only at this point that we realized the wind had stopped and the rumbling could no longer be heard. To say I was nervous would be an understatement. I didn't say anything to B, nor him to me. Back to the drilling. He took over the work, which was fine with me. I wasn't exactly worn out, but I didn't mind being a little bit further from the hole. B would stop from time to time and listen. I just sat watching him with my light on. I wasn't close to the entrance to the hole, but I still found myself looking behind me down the passage to the still water. Every time my light would cast an unusual shadow, my heart would jump. My imagination was running wild. Oddly, B seemed to be less concerned about the strange noise than me. After a short time, he seemed to be focused entirely on getting through the passage. I was still strained to listen above the sound of the drill. I heard nothing but the now familiar sound of carbide on stone. Yes, you can pet me. Yes. Give me pets. Yes. As I contemplated the possible scenarios which might play out on the other side of the passage, I found myself strangely getting somewhat excited again about getting through. It might have been fatigue taking its toll on my mind, or the thought of something valuable on the other side. My thoughts were broken when B let out a yell, possibly a cuss word. He said the drill battery was dying, but he hadn't quite broken off a large relative section he was working on. He set the useless drill aside and picked up a hammer and bullpen. He started wailing away on the hole created by the bit. After nearly 10 solid minutes of hammering, he sat back against the rock, sweating and nearly out of breath. The bullpen was still protruding from the cave wall. He held the hammer toward me, inviting me to take a few swings. I held up my hand and shook my head. I had been ready to exit this cave for quite a while now. He didn't press the issue, and without speaking, we both started to gather the gear we were going to take out. Once again, we stashed some of the tools in the passage. I was first to start toward the top of the cave. Several times I had to stop and wait for B. Not because he was moving slow. I was just more than eager to get out. Few times have I felt better than that night, stepping out into the chilly night air. You know that thing where he's just sprinting. He's just very, very quickly running out of the cave, chat. Yeah, that's what he's doing. My journal talks about the rest of the evening, our dinner, our decision to get a motel and come back the next day, our lengthy discussion on the strange sound we had heard, another mediocre night's sleep. I cannot believe that we were so willing to get right back into the cave after hearing this scream. Part of the reason I went along with the idea was because B seemed so indifferent to any possible dangers. Even if it were an animal, which I did not believe, but could offer no better explanation. Weren't we possibly putting ourselves in harm's way? In retrospect, I still have difficulty understanding our thought process at that time. We were just too eager to discover virgin cave passages, and now I think it can be summed up with one word: testosterone! Let's go! It was the hormone. Testosterone, of course, it was the hormones. Yes. It's amazing what a couple of good meals and a low sleep can do for someone's attitude. I'm turning on the bathroom light, chat. One moment. I'm turning on. There's a little bit of a dark. I'm turning on that light, chat. One moment. There we go. Look, there we go, chat. I'm turning on. I'm turning on the door. Look, no, don't judge me. I'm here, chat. Reading a scary story. Don't judge me. I don't want. Shuffling cat, you can pet me. And the spooky, yes, and the spooky. Even though we still had memories of the strange noises fresh in our minds, we relit our fire of enthusiasm. Family Guy cutaway? Oh no. The other side of the passage seemed so close. We were sure this would be the day. We got to the cave and started to work our way down to the hole. Getting back in the darkness of the cave brought back the memories of the night before. The sight of the circle of rock illuminated by our headlamps, the smell of dirt in the air, the sound we made as we crawled across the rock. Once we reached the entrance to Floyd's tomb, however, we were once again ready to blaze the trail leading to an undiscovered part of the cave. We immediately noted the presence of the breeze blowing out of the hole and the rumbling. Look back at the Twitch chat, and as soon as we say he's ignoring. What do you mean? Stop it, Flint Cat! I'm trying my best. The bullpen sticking out of its hole was an obvious sign of where we needed to begin work for the day. B took over where he left off the day before. I took up residence in the same spot I occupied the night before, even though I was already well rested and wanted to start work. B was making the hammer sing with each blow. After a mere 2 or 3 minutes, he let out a cheer. He turned to reveal a handful of rock that used to be attached to the cave. He was breathing heavy, but had a big smile on his face. So did I. For the time, the strange noise had been forgotten, and the vision of success captured our attention. Oh wait, what? They are gonna crawl into that chat. Oh, there's first head back there? Yes. It's the squad. It's this chat. They're gonna crawl into that. They're going to crawl into that chat. They are going to crawl into that. They heard a scream that sounded like had been giving us grief. At some point, yeah, Dude Ming, I feel that there's going to be a face popping out of there. Dude Ming, I feel like this. I know, same. Same. Because of the thickness of the wall at that point, we left if we could. We felt that if we could just remove that corner, we might be on our way inside. We now held in his hand the crumbled remains of the corner. Our excitement consumed us as we examined the hole. I took the hammer and pounded away at the surface of the hole. The idea was to remove the jagged edges that would take their toll on my skin. The size looked right. Now, the moment we had been working for. They are about... chat. They are about to climb into... Chat. They are about to climb inside of that chat. Wait, what do you mean my audio is out? I can... Wait. Wait, chat, can you hear me? Audio is out? What do you mean? Is the audio... What do you mean my audio is out? Wait, can you guys hear me? Guys? People on YouTube can hear you. I can be heard on YouTube. I can hear you. Yeah. Wait, chat, what do you mean? Guys! No, on YouTube it works. You guys are messing with me. Flint Cat, you guys are messing with me, okay? I cautiously approached the entrance to Floyd's tomb. I decided the best way to enter the small hole was to place one arm over my head. I cautiously approached the entrance to Floyd's tomb. I decided the best way to enter chat, for context, to enter this hole. Alright? I decided to enter the small hole was to place one arm over my head, turn my head sideways, and slowly work my way in. I soon determined this was not going to work. The hole was small. If I was going to make it in without widening the hole anymore, I was going to have to put both arms over my head in a diving position, turn my head sideways, and slip into the tomb. Chat, he's going to hole like this, chat. He's like worming his way in, going into that. It's starting, chat. The width of the entrance was the limiting factor. The height was sufficient. The arms overhead position flared my shoulder blades out, but there was still room to get in. Plus, the arms overhead gave me the best squeeze from side to side. As man was never meant to do. I know. Oh no. In order to enter straight into the hole, I stood on my feet and bent over to get level with the entrance. My knees were bent, and the position was uncomfortable. So the man is literally like this, chat. So he's literally trying to get into the hole. So he's like standing there in the hole, going like okay, time to get into the hole. No. Someone yell at him on YouTube. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix a YouTube Twitch stream. Okay. Plus, I had to slightly turn my upper torso to the left in kind of clockwise to negotiate. I got my arms through the entrance with minor scrapes. Next came my head. We shot stream? I can't do that. Next came my head. By keeping it turned sideways, I was able to get in. He's going in. For the most part, up to my shoulders. When I got to my shoulders, I could feel the rocks touching all around my shoulders and chest. It was not stopping me, but I was definitely scraping many surfaces of my body. I decided just to push. Yes. I decided to push through, keeping in mind that I was going to have to come back out eventually. Oh! The pain was not too bad. And I was in! When my upper body was in, at least I could get a good idea of what the top was going to be like. Here's a flattering photo of my best side. Notice the size of the area we had to work in. The ledge overhead was an obstacle. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Chat, can I tell you that this story was written all the way back in like 2003, 2001? This is chat. This is an old story, chat. Oh no! I'm stuck. Oh no! Horrific monster, I'm stuck, horrific monster. Once inside the tomb, I had a few inches all around me in which to position my body. This was the largest part of this passage, and it was conveniently located right at the beginning of the crawl. That gave me a little room to get positioned to crawl further into the passage. Inside the tomb gave me a whole new outlook of what it was going to be like to crawl through. Even though this was the largest part of the crawl, it was still small. I could move my head around freely, but every direction that I turned, I was staring at a wall of solid rock. Oh! 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 When I spoke to B, my voice sounded muffled. I'm sorry, Flint Cat. Like I was talking in a small box. I could rest my chest on the passage floor, but the rocks were uncomfortable. I turned my head to look further ahead, but couldn't see past the wall of rocks I had built the day before. The squeeze toward the end of the passage was closer now, and appeared even narrower. I didn't know if I could squeeze through or not. I knew it would be close. I wanted to crawl further into the passage. First, however, I had to work to get some of the loose rocks that were lying on the passage floor out of the way. I was disappointed to find out that most of the rocks that looked loose were actually attached to the floor. Oh! I was hoping to be able to just scrape them out of the way. I had pushed the sledgehammer into the passage before me, so at this point, I used it to push the rock wall we had made further back in the passage. Then I dragged the sledge back and forth across the floor to move any loose rocks or break the solid ones. By sliding the head of the hammer under the squeeze, I determined that the narrowest part of the squeeze was about 7 inches high. You're crawling through 7 inches, chat. 7 inches high. I figured we would have to do some work before I could slip through. The entire time, I had my head in the passage. He was just kicking back. I'm doing good, Fufu. How about you? Listening to my description and progress reports, at some point, he snapped the photo shown above. Yeah, this one. Up to this point, the size of the passage was not too big of a deal. I was in an incredibly small passage, but only my upper body was in, and since it was the largest part of the passage, my arms could move freely. I was pretty calm. Then it was time for a push. Stop! What do you mean behind me? Stop it! Dude, no! I slid the sledgehammer up as far as I could push. Since my body filled the entrance, I could not slip the tool out, so it was easy to push it ahead. In order to rotate my hips to the proper angle to enter the hole, I had to lean my upper body on my forearms and use my feet to climb the wall outside of the hole and slowly crawl into the hole. My hips barely fit. God damn, bro, so thick his hips barely fit in the hole. Your mom's gonna oh, I'm so sorry, Chip. I set it to get you it kind of cute. Oh, thank you, Pitcat, for the cute Wendigo. I'm thicker. once my fat hips clear the entrance, I can relax a bit and get into position to work towards the squeeze. Decide to try the one arm forward technique to get through. The passage was so narrow that whatever position I start with, I would have to stay with through the entire length. Chat, it's so tight that whatever, so if he goes like, if it's like this, chat, right? If he's trying to go through one arm like this, right? You can't change that. You cannot, you are stuck, chat. That is your only position. There was just no room to move around or change positions. I would also have to turn my head one way or another and keep it in the same position. The crawl was tight. I'm trying to sneak through, but my fat hips keep knocking stuff down. Oh, wall. Moving forward at this part of the passage was relatively easy. I could use my forward arm, my left arm, to pull, my other arm to pull, and my other arm to push. At the same time, I would wiggle my body, trying to arc as much as I could to keep my chest off the rocks. I tried both ways and determined that I would turn my head to the right. It felt the most comfortable. I began to learn things as I went. I determined that a small flashlight in one hand would be nice. Then I could shine it ahead and get a better idea of what I was about to crawl over. This was a difficult maneuver because I had to look overhead. Since my head was turned, it became immediately obvious that we were going to have to do some more work removing rocks from the passage floor. As I moved along the surface, I was constantly scraping my chest on the rocks. They were sharp and it was painful. He's going to have to crawl back, chat. The horror part is he's going to have to crawl back out. They were sharp and it was painful. Occasionally, I would cause a rock to slide along my chest and actually wedge me between it and the top of the passage. I would then have to back up and either try to move the rock to the side with my cheek, using a sweep motion with my head, or back way out and move it with my forward hand. There has to be a special great. I know you are like you. Oh! My little trip into the passage represented a major milestone in my caving career. When I began caving, I did not feel overly comfortable going through the tight spaces. Even the little squeeze at the beginning of this cave was an obstacle to overcome. By pushing myself and forcing myself to try the narrow passages, I had become much calmer about tight spaces. Still, this passage represented a new benchmark in small spaces. I had not been faced with anything this small. I don't remember having to take off my helmet before, and you're thicker, Zetro? Nice. He took off his helmet because it's that small. With this passage, it is mandatory. As I mentioned before, not only do I have to take off my helmet, I have to turn my head to the side in order to fit. The journey to the tomb went like this. Oh! After I had twisted my hips into the passage, my fat, thick hips, I took a few minutes to stop and work out a game plan. Most of the length of my legs was still outside the entrance. They were just dangling in the air. The tomb was still big enough to move my head and even my arms freely into position. It was larger than the rest of the passage, but not by much. It was like sticking your head into a box. Everywhere I looked, there were rocks, not too far away from my head. Any sound I made was muffled and dead. The narrowest part of the passage was about 10 feet in. At this point, I was about 3.5 feet in. Oh, he's going forward! I'm going a bit cuckoo crazy. Reject both, become goop. Yes. At about the 4-foot mark, I would have to commit to whatever position I felt comfortable. Stay that way till the 12-foot mark, at which point the cave starts opening up. Oh, chat! He's going. So he's starting at the widest part, right? The farther he goes in, it gets smaller. So he starts at the biggest part. The more you go in, the smaller it gets. I went with my left arm forward and head turned to the right. B had given me a flashlight that I had held in my left hand. As I inched forward, I would try to brush the loose rocks away with my left arm. This was somewhat successful, but there were a lot of rocks I missed or could not move. As mentioned, the first little bit of the crawl moved along fairly quickly, since there was a little room above me to negotiate the passage. Then the wall started to close in around me. I had a few extra inches on each side of me, but the top of the crawl space was getting very low. At about the 7-foot mark, I could feel the top rubbing my back as I would arc. After another 1/2 foot, I couldn't arc my back anymore. Oh, there's a very thick Wendigo. I'm so sorry for your loss. I had to just push ahead with my toes and pull forward with my arm. Chat, he's just over there like he just go like with this going like this, chat, right? His back cannot go up or down. He just has to push with his toes and pull with his fingers. It would be a good time to see if I could back out. I tried and it was pretty easy. That gave me a lot more confidence. Still, I had B-Tie repping to my feet just in case he had to pull me out. Last shot before my feet were all the way in. No, I would, no, I. My neck was starting to get sore from being cranked to the side. My head was getting heavy, but to rest it, the only option I had was to lay it down on the broken rocks. It was painful, but I did it frequently. I was staring at the wall to my right. It was a mere 4 to 5 inches from my face. Most of the time, I wasn't watching the wall. I had my eyes closed, which I sometimes do when I go through a tight spot, or the light wasn't shining in a direction that did me any good. It was very quiet in the tomb, other than my own breath. Oh, see it, Zetro, yes. Oh, you're going back to Twitch? Nice. Chat? He only hears his breath, chat. I was breathing heavy from all the effort it took to move. Heavy breathing, chat. Oh no, he's just going back to Twitch. Chat, heavy breathing. Thankfully, the breeze was present and cooled me off. By lifting my head and carefully touching the ceiling from time to time, I could gauge the size of the passage that my body would soon pass through. Much like a cat, using its whiskers to gauge an opening to a fence. At the 7.5 foot mark, I could tell things were about to get real tight. Heavy breathing and light bleeding, yes. While lying in the darkness in a passage deep within a cave, one is in a unique position to ponder. A mountain literally rests on top of me, the entire earth lying below. One tiny movement of earth, and I would cease to exist. Or worse, to recognize the fear shared by Floyd Collins as he lay there, trapped for days deep within the heart of Mother Earth, incapable of freeing himself from his earthen prison. Oh! At least, like, if you get just instantly vaporized, that like that, at least you'd be like done. But getting trapped for days. Picture yourself in my position. Lying on your stomach, your left arm extended over your head, your right arm is at your side, having only a few inches in which to move. Your arms and hands are sore and bleeding from crawling and pulling yourself over the broken rocks. Your entire body is resting on the rocks. Your neck gets tired of holding your head off the rocks, so you gently rest your cheek on the rock to rest. Once you start again, you have to push with your toes to scoot your body forward, sliding across the rocks. After moving a few inches, you're breathing hard and have to rest. As you inhale, you can feel your back pressing hard against the top of the squeeze. It takes several minutes before you recover enough to press forward. The entire time you are lying there, you think to yourself, the entire time you are lying there, you think about how you are going to get back out. And what if? Well, that's pretty much what I was going through at that point in the passage. I decided that this would be a good time to throw in a photo of the squeeze. The photo was actually taken on a different trip, but it shows how tight things were at that point in the passage. Notice my head turned to the side, not by choice, and you can see how I would rest my cheek on the rocks. You can also see how difficult it is to look ahead of me. My arms are pinned to my side. I lay determined that would be the best position. There's virtually no space between the top of the passage and my back. Tight. Not for the claustrophobic. Wait, what do you mean? I'm gonna throw a small poll, chat. Chat, let me throw a little poll. I want to see something, chat. Would you do this, chat? Would you do this if you could immediately become your persona after? If you had to, if you see this, chat, I see 4 votes. Oh, because I'm sorry, chat. I would decline. I personally, yeah, Mango, but you 100% would chip. Yeah. Me personally, chat, I would love to be Mango, but no. Just no. No, just, bro. Just look at that, bro. Just look. Just look at that. Oh God, no! You just gotta do it once. But do you see it? Like, look at his head, chat. Look at his body. Look. Like, look at his head. Just look at his head, chat. Look at his shoulders. Not a win. I would not. I 100% would not. But that's a good point. When I reached the point where my back was rubbing and I could feel my head with my head, the passage was not getting bigger, I knew I was most likely not going to get through. Oh shit. Still, I decided to give it one more push. If I had been in this position a year ago, I would have been in a state of panic, but not today. I was pretty pumped. I took a few minutes to rest, then I went for it. I exhaled completely. All of the air in my lungs. This caused my chest to collapse enough to scoot forward a few inches. Because it takes so much effort to scoot, I only went a few inches before I had to stop and breathe. As I inhaled, my chest pressed hard against the floor and my back against the top. It took a little longer to get my breath back. Unbelievably, I did it again. Exhale, scoot, rest. Again, only a few inches. Repeat. I took a few extra minutes to enjoy this position, pinned in this small passage. Wow, I cannot believe how relaxed I was. Oh no. I tried one more time to exhale, and scoot. My back was rubbing too much to continue. Despite the failed effort, I was psyched. I took several long minutes to lay there and recover from the effort. B had been encouraging me this entire time. It was fun to hear him cheer as he saw my shoes go deeper and deeper into the hole. Backing out was not too difficult, but did take some work. I encountered the same obstacles as when I ran in. Wait. Oh, he slid out. Wait. He's getting out. He's getting out, chat. He's getting out. After I wiggled my hips out of the hole, which took some time, I had trouble getting my shoulders out. Both arms were overhead at this point. My shirt was getting caught on the rocks, and my shoulders were brushing the sharp rocks. After struggling to find a good position, I gave up and just pulled my upper body out. Scrape. My shirt pulled up over my head, and I had some nice scrapes on my shoulders. But I didn't care. W Caver, yes, W Caver. Caver gets a big W. To me, this trip was a success. I had pushed myself beyond what I thought was possible. I kneeled at the entrance and looked into the narrow passage I had just been in. The rock wall was now at the 11-foot mark. I pushed at it and lowered with my forward arm. The smallest point was at the 9-foot mark. We were close. Between the work and excitement, I was tired. I just sat on the rope bag, grinning. Real, what a trip. Our progress on the whole. Can I eat your boyfriend? Bro, Zetro, no! You see that, chat? You see that? Oh, hell no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. The rest of the journal entry talks about the usual. Dinner, trip home, etc. On our way home, we brainstormed and came up with some ideas that would help us get through. We both invented some tools to remove the rock on the floor, deep within the passage. Do you intend to quantum? Yeah, same. Why is that small hole? These are psychos. These are psychos, I tell you. We were both very excited by this trip. I, from pushing my limits in the cave, and B, from his success in climbing out of the cave. This was the first time he was able to climb all the way out without the help of climbing, nor my help. It was a part of success that showed the progress he has made since his accident. Pretty cool. I remained amazed that we could so easily forget the terrifying moment we experienced just the day before. All had been forgotten, with a strange noise being blamed in our minds on some rational, harmless nation. Would you crawl through over 2.5 decillion? Dude, oh my god, I would not. Success. Okay. Prior to going back to Mystery Cave, we spent a lot of time preparing. We made a squeeze box. A warm box opening, okay. The second thing we did to prepare was construct the tools we invented to work within the cave. Okay. It proved to be a valuable tool for scraping and moving the rock. Okay, so I'm skipping over the blue part section chat. Okay, so basically so he can squeeze to 8 inches. Okay, got it. Okay, let's see. Here's a picture of B edited to protect his identity. The pipe we made. I took the picture facing away from the tomb. He was sitting on the rope. bag that we use as a bed. Behind him, to his left, is the passage that leads down to the still water. Behind him, to his right, is the last drop off before the passage. You can see some orange webbing we used to climb. Literally the oldest creep. Yes, Paul, it is literally the oldest creepypasta. Why? Behind him is the water. That's the hole right there. In front of him is the dead. Why? No. I took an oath. I made a vow. I would not leave the cave until I made it through the passage. Conquered Floyd's tomb. This would be the trip. It had been a long time since we had been out to mystery. We had been busy though. We had made the tools we had talked about. It was fun coming up with ideas for our tools. Also, we made a squeeze box to determine the best technique for getting through the tight spot. Plus, we knew about how much rock we needed to remove before we could get through. We were excited to get back out to the cave to finish our project. Our climb down to the passage took a little bit longer than usual since we had extra tools to carry. Once we got down to the passage, we immediately got back to work using B's scraping tool with the pipe. Chat, I think for tonight, I'm gonna finish this section, okay, chat? I'm gonna finish this section, chat, right? And then I'll probably have to finish it tomorrow. We'll finish the story tomorrow, but chat, we'll finish this entire page, and then we will finish the story on Halloween, hopefully. Let's see. It worked like a charm. No, I'm not finished. I'm not finished yet. Don't leave. Don't leave. Guys, don't leave. I'm not finished yet. Think again, Boston. We could hammer the pipe on one end and scraping tool on the other end dug into the rock. Then we could push the debris all the way through the passage and out of our way. When we needed to measure our progress, we would turn the scraper sideways in the passage and observe the clearance. We worked for about 2 hours before I had a desire to try the tomb. I just wanted to make sure I was going to make it through it on the first try. We made one more sweep of the passage floor, clearing any loose rocks from where I would be crawling, and pushing the wall we had made to the back of the squeeze. I made preparation for the crawl by fashioning duct tape suspenders to prevent my shirt from sliding around while sliding across the rock. I went with a flashlight in my hand, even though my hand would be at my side. I knew I would need it once I got through. As an expression of faith, I did not tie a rope to my feet. Chat, that's a horrible idea, chat. Listen, look. As an expression of faith, I did not tie a rope to my feet. I was confident I was going to make it. We all saw how small that we also remember, chat, how small that picture, chat, the picture that you know, that picture, chat, right? Although I didn't mention it in my journal, we did notice that the breeze was back and the rumbling was present. Since we didn't do any work in the entrance, I had to go through the same dance routine to even enter the passage. Once I got my upper body through the hole, I shined the flashlight ahead of me to work out a plan of attack. The passage didn't seem any bigger than the last time, but most of the work was done deeper in the squeeze. I paused for a few moments and twisted my hips to get my lower body back in. I slowly inched forward as my entire body slowly filled the passage. Before it was completely in, I got into the position for the push. I dropped both of my hands to my side and turned my head to the right. Then, I began to inch forward. Once my toes were inside the cave, I used them to push forward. To keep from scraping my body, I would walk using my shoulders, knees, and toes. Progress was slow, but steady. That was fine by me. A foot or two before the tight spot, I could already tell there was a little more room. Even so, I began to touch the roof of the passage with my back. This time, however, I was able to continue moving forward. I reached the lowest point in the passage, and I could tell it was still going to be tricky. Even with the work we had done clearing out the loosened rocks, I still felt sharp pebbles rolling under my chest as I slid along. When I could feel my back brushing the top of the passage in several places, I reverted back to my technique of exhaling. Before I even began, however, I took a moment to lay there in the passage. I could see the glow of B's flashlight as the rays of light managed to squeeze past my body. I could feel the cool breeze evaporate the drops of dirty sweat on my forehead. I could feel 1,000 sharp edges dig into the surface of my skin. I felt a twinge of excitement as I realized that the goal we had set out to achieve weeks ago was about to be realized. This thought alone made me want to keep moving, no matter how tight the passage became. I breathed in and out rapidly for a few moments, then began. Exhale, scoot, stop to catch my breath, repeat. After just a few inches of scooting, I could raise my head off the floor of the squeeze and tell that the passage was beginning to open up. I relayed this information to B, and we both took a few seconds to celebrate. During the rest of the slide through the passage, B was cheering me on. Virgin Passage and Neil Armstrong territory were the phrases he kept repeating. I was grinning from ear to ear. Even though the passage was beginning to get larger, it was still slow going. I had to continue scooting along for another foot and a half before I could slide my arms underneath me to use them to crawl. Okay. He's At that point, I felt my journey was essentially over. I was able to sit up slightly and move the rock wall we had erected several trips ago. Those rocks served as a somber reminder that a little caution would be wise. I shouted back to B that I was through. We both took a moment to congratulate ourselves on our success. B would likely never be able to squeeze through the passage and see what I was seeing, so I gave him a description of what the cave looked like. At this point, I only had my mini-mag, so I could not see very far into the passage. The end of the passage was made a gentle right turn and seemed to go for a raise. I was unable to do anything at this point but sit. Due to the size of the passage, all the broken rocks we had pushed through Floyd's tomb were around me at this point. There were no other signs of human intrusion. I had to wait until B passed me my helmet light to get a better feel for the cave. Clear to pay exit? Okay. B used the pole we made to slide me the end of the rope. Then I was able to pull all my gear through the squeeze. The first thing he sent me through was my helmet and light. After I got the light fired up, I was able to see our new section of the cave. Ours! It was an exciting experience to see the results of hours of hard work over the course of several weeks. At this point, we still had no idea what the cave had to offer. The only thing I could see was the passage immediately following the squeeze. It was a narrow passage with a low ceiling. I would easily be able to get through it, but I had to crawl. I began taking pictures so I could show B. The first section of the new passage, I was almost laying down since the passage was so small. My feet extended in front of me, so as you can see, notice a broken rock on the floor of the cave. The passage looks like a dead end, but it turns gently to the right near the end. Ooh. He made it through. He made it through. Okay. I asked B how far he thought I should venture into the new cave, in light of the strange events that had occurred. For the first time, he too toned down his enthusiasm as he remembered the noises. He slid the pipe through the tomb with a loosened tip on the end. He said I could use it as a weapon if I ran to an animal. Or. He also told me to make sure we could hear each other as I progressed into the cave. He's going into the cave, chat! He's going in! Flintcat, you're alive, yay! He's going in, chat. Chat, let me just say, he squeezed through, chat, right? He's alone. There were noises. He got to the other side. And he's going further. Let's hope nothing bad happens to him. He's going in. Oh, what? Even though we were at least thinking of the possibility of running into trouble, we never really considered the fact that if I got into trouble, we would never be able to rescue me. And in fact, no one would be able to get to me for many hours. If I were in serious trouble, as in hurt, there was no way anyone would be able to get to me in time. But symbolic of the whole experience, we were focused on our goal, and not the potential dangers we faced. So far, we had dodged the proverbial bullet. So far. Hello, Juniper! Welcome aboard! Welcome aboard! I strapped on my gloves and knee pads, grabbed my camera, and began my adventure. I crawled through the passage pictured above, which was about 20 feet long. Chat. Started crawling through that. Let's find Fufu. At the end of the crawl, the cave bent slightly to the right. I would have to climb up a gentle slope, but then I would be able to stand by the end of the next section of the cave. The next section was about 40 feet long. In addition to having a higher ceiling, the walls were a little wider than the section I had just crawled through. Yes, Sandy Cheeks is a furry. Both sections were relatively straight. The floor was covered by a rock, which crunched as I crawled, and then walked across it. The walls were basically the same as much of the mystery cave, except pristine. It was obvious no one had been there before me. Upon closer examination of the walls, I found two delicate types of formations. The first resembled several chunks of grafted cheese tied together on one end, with the rest of the cheese just flopping down. The second formation was just tiny strands of rock, thinner than human hair. It looked pretty cool. I found several examples of both kinds of formation. It was not even through the second section of the cave, and I could barely hear B. Cave passages are not very acoustically friendly. I shouted to him that I would go for 1/2 of an hour, then return. He said that would be fine, and to be careful. Then I proceeded to explore some more. I could walk nearly upright at this point. I was on the third straight section of the cave when I discovered a crystal formation on the wall to my right. It was in several layers on the wall, resembling clear candle wax that was allowed to melt and drip down the wall. There were several small stalactite-looking formations formed by these crystals. The longest was about 4 inches in length. There would have been one much longer, judging by the size of the base, but it had broken off. I looked to see if I could locate where it ended up, but I couldn't find it. The crystal formations are right behind the rock in the upper right-hand corner of the photo. I could walk upright, but I had to stoop on occasion, like a duck under that rock. The boss music, chat. Bad music started up just as chat. The bad music is fitting, chat. The passage continued on for another hour, for another 100 feet or so, before the cave opened up a little. It was at the end of a short, straight segment of the cave. At the very end of the segment, the cave made a bend to the left and opened up into a room. Just at the point where the room began, there was a round rock that appeared to be leaning against the wall. This seemed odd, but singular formations are common in caves, so it is by no means unique. I had crawled and stepped over several large chunks of rock that fell down from the ceiling, but this one was more round than the others. Once past the rock, the room opened up to a height of about 15 feet. It was about 15 feet in width and 30 feet in length. At the far end of the room, there was another passage leading straight out. As I entered the room, I had an eerie feeling. It was like the old saying that I felt like I was being watched. Once again, the excitement of the new find faded, and the memories of the mysterious side of the cave crept back into mind. Suddenly, I felt very alone. This music is chat. Why does this feel Fortunately for my ego, I was nearly out of time and had to get back to B before my half hour was up. I took several pictures of the rooms. I was going to just get a feel for how long the next passage was. Yes, it is a horror story. I was going to get a feel for how long the next passage was when something caught my attention. On the left hand of the room, on the wall at about eye level, I discovered what appeared to be hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs, chap. Chap. This so far, you have to dig a hole, break through, and now there are hieroglyphs. It was a single drawing that almost appeared to be just part of the rock coloration. It looked very crude. Yes, Zetro, boss time. It looked like very crude representations of people standing below a symbol. Chat. It was a single drawing that appeared to be part of the rock coloration. It looked very crude. Representations of people standing below a symbol. Chat. You used heavy equipment to get into this position. You squeezed a freakishly amount, and what do you find? Hieroglyphs of people. I was pumped. This meant that there had to be another entrance to this cave. Even if the entrance was closed or blocked, it might mean an opportunity to open it and get a beat into the cave. I took another look at the drawing to make sure I could describe it to B. Then I took some more pictures and headed back to B. Oh, he took pictures of it, chat. He took pictures of it, chat. Oh, frick, chat. We are gonna see what the symbol look like. It's gonna be horrific, chat. I know that. It's gonna be horrific. He's gonna. Oh god, chat. We're gonna see what that symbol is soon. Oh god. Well, this is another one of those frickless moments for most people, of course. Oh yeah. When I got back to the squeeze, I could barely talk fast enough to let B know everything. I had discovered. He was just as excited to hear about our newly found treasures. As we debated what our next move would be, I began to send my gear back to the tomb to B. I told him it would be best if we got someone else to come back with me, in case something happened. He agreed. Once again, I got all of my gear through. I was faced with the wonderful task of having to negotiate Floyd's tomb again. Theoretically, a person should be able to get out of the passage he just crawled through by simply reversing what he just did. If he contorts his body a certain way to get in, he should be able to get into the same position to get out. In practice, this may not prove to be possible or practical. Such was the case with the tomb. I determined in advance that I should attempt to go head first back through the squeeze. I knew that I would definitely make it by going feet first, but that would mean backing up all the way through the tomb. That would take a long time and be very exhausting. My only concern in going head first was when I got to the end of the squeeze. I would have to get through the hole we had made without the benefit of being able to twist my body. Oh well, I thought. I chose to go head first and deal with the exit when I got to it. What's happening? It's Ted the Caver. You are getting to the part where everything gets bad. I started into the squeeze, very close to the tight spot, so at least I would have it over with soon. It turned out to be tricky getting through. I had to shift my hips to the right a little to get through, but I just kept plugging away at it. My hands were once again by my side. Yes, it is a good one. I was gonna stop soon. I'm basically finishing this page and then I was gonna continue it tomorrow. But yes, Marvel Jesus, yes. Oh, I like that name by the way. Oh well, I chose to go head first and deal with the exit when I got to it. I started into the squeeze, very close to the tight spot, so at least I would have it over soon. I turned it out to be wait. I had to shift my hips to the right a little to get through, but I just kept plugging away at it. My hands were once again by my side. My head was turned to the right and I was scooting with my toes. And once again, I was using my head as a gauge to tell when I was at the tight spot. Then when I was past it, I seemed to get tired a little quicker on the way out. Must have been from all the hard work we had done to get through. I was a little over halfway through when something bizarre happened. I was laying there, taking a brief break, when I heard a sound deep within the cave. It's happening, chap! It's happening! I was laying there taking a brief break when I heard a sound deep within the cave. It was the faint but distinct sound of rock sliding on rock. Woo! Oh! That rock sound, chat, is back! My blood froze in its place. My blood froze in its veins. I couldn't move. I know I'm awesome, right? I couldn't move. I just lay there, straining to hear the sound again. Nothing. I quickly began to scoot toward the exit. I didn't mention the sound to B, but I did recall one of our earlier trips when B said he heard the same thing. The task of getting out of our hole turned out to be as painful as I thought it would be. I had to put my arms overhead and force my shoulders through the hole. I definitely left some skin behind as I slipped through. B helped me as I wiggled my upper body out of the passage. Then, I could catch myself and ease my lower body out of the tomb. I was out! B and I shook hands and began to load up our gear. I was trying to listen to any sounds coming from the hole, but we were making too much noise gathering our stuff. As much as I looked forward to getting into the passage, it was a relief to get back out. That's pretty much how I felt about caves in general. I love to go in, but I feel good when I get back out again. Average horror protagonist versus average action enjoyer? Yes. Something strange happened with the pictures I took in the new part of the cave. The pictures I took in the passage leading up to the large room all turned out just fine. Strangely, none of the pictures taken in the room turned out. Chat, the pictures chat. Something strange happened with the pictures I took in the new part. The pictures I took in the passage leading up to the large room, so the pictures in the passage all up to the large room, just fine. The pictures taken in the actual room itself, none of them turned out. Pictures of the round rock, and more importantly, pictures of the hieroglyphs I saw. Pictures taken before and after the room turned out great, but the negatives of the photos taken in the room were clear. Nothing. I remember what the hieroglyphs looked like, so I drew a picture to give you an idea of what I saw. The hieroglyphs, chat! The hieroglyphs! The pictures of that was blank! No! The hieroglyphs you took a picture of, chat! The pictures were blank, chat! It's a crude drawing of what I saw, but it is. He does that for a lot of people? But it's accurate. The first thing I thought when I saw it was Blair Witch Project. It kind of has a same feel to it. The symbol was in the center, and several figures that looked like people were raising their hands were below this. This is what you saw in the cave, chat. With figures of people underneath this. This is what I saw in the cave, chat. This is what was in the cave. There are people that were drawn underneath it, pointing at it, chat. Oh my god! And the pictures he took of this, chat, they did not show up. The pictures he took of this, chat, did not show up on the camera. All the pictures on this, chat, failed to show up. And this is what those pictures would have been. That to me, like, you know, this was fun. Let us never go back here. That's what a smart person would do. This is the last picture I took before I entered the large room. At the end of the passage, partially hidden in the shadows, is the round rock that I saw. Woo! Here's what happened, chat. Look. This guy, right? The moment he let, this is the last picture he took, right? After this, there's a big room. Once you enter that room, chat, pictures stop working, and on the wall was this. You go back past here, chat. Your photos stop working. And this is on the wall. Here's the same picture with the round rock outline. You can't really tell from the picture what you are looking at, but they're only ones I've got on the. I do not like that picture, chat. I can't even tell what I'm looking at. I do not like that picture, chat. I do not like this picture. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's recap, chat. Chat. Can we chat? Here's where we're at, chat. Here's where we're at, chat. Chat. Look. Here's everything bad that happened. Okay, chat. They went down, right? They went down. They brought Rip the little dog. The dog got scared. The closer he got to the hole, she got to the hole. And when she was there, she stood at the hole and did not take her eyes off of it. So that's one, right? 2. They heard what they thought was water. 3. They heard what sounded like rocks. Rumbling of rocks just scraping against each other. There's just rocks scraping. 4. They heard a scream inside the cave that sounded like a cougar and a man in pain. Okay, 4, right, chat? 5. Cameras stop working once he goes past this room inside of the cave. Okay? And now 6, chat. 6. This was inside of that room. This was inside the room, chat. I want to chat. Before we end the stream, chat. One last question for today. Okay, one last question, chat. Chat. Despite all of that, and everything that happened, chat, would you go back? You would, dude got balls. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I die or I'm set for life. Yes, 100%, 1000%. But it's just a symbol. You guys are way braver than me, chat. I would go screaming out of the cave, never to return. Like, I would never ever return, chat. Oh my god. You guys are definitely all braver than me, chat. It would give so much more back and forth with the dynamic of the horror. I'm throwing hands with the Chips is like, I'm throwing hands. I'm gonna be like, chat. Imagine being such a bro. And he saw us throwing hands. What was it? Me and the... I mean... Okay, point, I'm drinking milk. Nice, nice. Call UG... Okay. I get it, chat. Wait, 7 votes? Can we get 10... Chat, can we get 10 votes? Can we get to 10? I just want to see how demented everyone is. I swear I know how to English. He is not. Wait, what? Okay, can we get 3 more votes? 3 more votes, chat. Oh my god. 3 more votes, we need 3 more votes, chat. Just to see. Eh, 7, wait. We have a demographic, chat. So, you... I put it on the name encyclopedia and I'll go back. Not bad. Okay. Chat. Can someone chat? We need someone to. Can someone remember the date, chat? Okay, chat. Can we get someone to remember the date? April 7th, 2001. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, chat. I will go back for $5. Why? Okay, chat. So tomorrow we will resume from April 7th, 2001. Okay, chat. April 7th, 2001. We have basically, chat. Oh my god. This story is good. I like this story, chat. It's midnight for me and I have to go to work so early tomorrow. So yes, chat. I'm part of Tory because in this industry I want to live, yes. Anyway, chat, please do not explore caves. And hopefully if you don't, I'll be able to see you tomorrow. Good night, chat. Sleep well and stay fluffy, everyone. Bye, chat. Bye, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye. Sleep well. And it's almost spooky time.